Once upon a time, extinction was final. When a species vanished, it was gone forever. But today, that line between life and death, between what was and what could be, is starting to blur. Because somewhere, in sterile white labs and humming gene sequencers, scientists are attempting what once belonged to gods and myths. They're trying to resurrect the dead. I began, like all great ideas, with a question. What if extinction wasn't forever? What if we could bring back the mammoth, the dodo, the thylacine? Not as memories, not as bones behind glass, but as living, breathing creatures once again. It sounds like science fiction, but it's not. It's called de-extinction, and it's already happening. The dream of de-extinction was born from loss. For decades, biologists watched helplessly as species disappeared one by one. The northern white rhino, the golden toad, the passenger pigeon. Some couldn't stand by any longer, so they turned to genetics, the code of life itself. In 1999, Spanish scientists attempted to clone the Pyrenean ibex, a wild mountain goat that had gone extinct just a few years before. They found preserved skin samples, extracted the DNA, and implanted it into a domestic goat's egg. Against all odds, it worked. A cloned ibex was born. For 7 minutes, the extinct lived again. And then, it stopped breathing. It was the first animal in history to go extinct twice. Since then, the ambition has only grown. A company called Colossal Biosciences, backed by tech billionaires, has set its sights on something far grander: the woolly mammoth. Their plan? To splice mammoth DNA into the genome of the Asian elephant, its closest living relative, creating a hybrid capable of surviving Arctic climates. They call it rewilding, a way to restore lost ecosystems, revive frozen tundras, and maybe even slow down climate change. But when you listen closely, you realize this isn't just about saving the planet. It's about power, about rewriting the story of creation itself. In Australia, another group is trying to bring back the gastric brooding frog, a strange creature that gave birth through its mouth. They've managed to reawaken its DNA inside a living egg. In South Africa, scientists are breeding back the quagga, a zebra-like animal extinct since the 1800s. And somewhere in frozen Siberia, teams are drilling deep into the permafrost, searching for the genetic ghosts of creatures that walked the Earth 10,000 years ago. Every sample they thaw, every strand of DNA they recover, feels like a whisper from another world. Remember us? But not everyone is in awe. Some are afraid. Because de-extinction raises a question that science cannot answer. Should we bring them back? If humans caused extinction, do we have a moral duty to reverse it? Or are we, once again, meddling with forces beyond our understanding? Cloning is not resurrection. Even if a mammoth is born, it won't be a mammoth of the Ice Age. It will be a hybrid, an echo shaped by our design. And what happens when we release these echoes into a world that no longer belongs to them? The tundra they once roamed is melting. The forests they fed on are gone. Their predators, their prey, their delicate balance of life, all vanished long before we began this experiment. In trying to fix the past, we might be unmaking the present. There's something undeniably human about this pursuit. The desire to undo our mistakes, to say we can make it right. For some, de-extinction isn't about playing God. It's about redemption. But for others, it's a warning. Because once we learn to resurrect species, what stops us from editing life itself? Designer animals, genetically enhanced humans. A future where evolution is no longer natural but programmed. If you want to tell you, maybe the real question isn't can we bring them back, it's why we want to. Is it curiosity, guilt, or the unshakable human fear of being forgotten ourselves? Extinction used to be nature's full stop. Now, it's becoming a comma, a pause before the next experiment. But somewhere in that pause, between memory and miracle, between loss and rebirth, lies the truth about who we really are. Creators, destroyers, dreamers, forever trying to bring back what time has taken away. And maybe that's what makes us human.